So, swivel heads, spread gallons and bring Griggs. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm waiting to catch YouTube so I don't hear a double sound here. Bear with me a second. There. Had to mute it before it started making sound. All right, very good, my friends. Tonight is the 16th of July, 21. I am on deck, 2400 hours, Central Daylight Time. This is Fried Friday, ring Griggs and ham. Why Fried Friday? Because on Fridays I'm fried. And why not fry green Griggs and ham, right? So it kind of makes you think of Dr. Schultz. I always loved Dr. Schultz, even though he's now considered not correct. Oh well. I just want to take all the fun out of life, don't we? So we got a very serious topic that we're going to talk about tonight. CMEs, just a little bit. Before we go into that, for those that are watching, if you've never watched my live sessions before, typically my live sessions are not driven by a specific topic. They're driven by the request of the viewers and are generally a open session, fireside chat, just for my subscribers to chat with each other because, you know, we've had a lot of stand downs community, a lot of people, a lot of families aren't having reunions, so we're a family here. And so we become a family and get a chance to chat with each other in open format. But I want to talk a little bit about something tonight because we may be on the precipice of mayhem. And it may not happen this time around, but what's going on with the sun, if it stays on the other side, we're good. There's a good chance of that. But that could just as easily happen on this side. What am I talking about? What's Greg Allison talking about? I'm talking coronal mass ejections. I'm talking major coronal mass ejections. We're just coming out of a solar minimum in the 11-year cycle of the sun. And the last few maximums have been decreasing in fill strength. So we had the expectation that this next one would be a much smaller one, much less active. There's still a possibility that maybe, even in a grand solar minimum, the sun can throw out a world-ending coronal mass ejection. Now, it didn't happen in the past because we didn't have the technological systems that we have in civilization today. And we can talk about why that's added complexity to our society. It could put us in grave danger. So we can talk about those things. I'll do a specific video on this, maybe Sunday night. Sunday night I may drill into either this thing with solar coronal mass ejections or the real gravity of grid down and make that the topic. Because, you know, I did start this out with the topic, you know, in the front end. So if people want to watch this video for that, this is, you know, a live session. So I may have to share some stuff with y'all in a moment. Let me see who's in the chat room so far. See what folks are saying. 27 people in, all right. That's good. That's good. Scrappy Cat. Good to see you, Scrappy Cat. I saw you over in, was it Lethal Burgers or Channel tonight, I believe? Or were you in Prepper Nurse 1? I see you, ER, How you doing? How you doing? April Pelham. Perham. Excuse me. Hi. Wiseout. Good to see you, Wiseout. Mary Hoose is in the hoose. I hope we don't get too loose. Hello, Mary Hoose. All right, then let's see. Shock and All. All right, that's a good one. Shock and All. Gyrog 3. That sounds like a garage almost. Pyramid 7. Good to see you. Yo, great to see everyone. Yeah. So we got all of our usual suspects lined up already. 34 in the house. Hypocrisy Patrol. What do you think of the White House press secretary saying they're working on tech companies to restrict free thought? Oh, that's just their ultimate dream. This is 1984, guys. 1984. Look at how they really control everything we say. Look what's happened on the social media. 1984. What do you think? Sounds and smells like it, don't it? Yes. So, Baby Thor. I always say Baby Thor. Excuse me. Barbie Thor. Is a Thor being a Barbie? You know, the Marvel Comics did further around on making Thor a female, I believe. I am a nice PICU open heart RN. Oh, okay. Wow. Serenification. Hi, Greg. Hello to you. And I'm just going to get Kumalaka. Is that right? 73. Wilmington, Minnesota. Wow. Prepper Nurse 1 and Lee's. Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Scrappy Cat. You're getting around, Scrappy Cat. I thought I saw you in both. Cosmic Blue, how do you do? Robert Stewart, power company I work for, already low on transformers and lower stock smart meters. Oh, Lord. Yep. North Alabama hiking. Hello, Greg. Hello to you. Prayers for everyone. Yeah, I think it's time we all need some prayers this time. Patricia Sweet saying good morning, everyone. Yeah, I guess you're in the East Coast or further east. Not morning yet here, but it would be in some places. Cincinnati Jack says, hey, hello. Chewy Weather. How you doing, Chewy Weather? All right, guys. So let's go here. We got 51 in the house. Very good. So let's kind of take a tour here. We're going to go over to spaceweather.com. I got to go back to share screen. Sometimes I get looking at screens and forget I'm not sharing. I go off just showing stuff and talking, except you're not seeing it. So that's funny, right? Hey, I do like shows late hours. I'm getting kind of, you know what I mean, I think. All right, I got to hit the share screen button. Ding, 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 ding. Here we go. Bing. Uh-oh. Still got an all this here. I thought I changed that. Bam. Here we are. Guys, look at this. This is a picture of the sun from solar coronal mass ejections. They're playing, we've had major coronal mass ejections from the sun on the far side, away from us, fortunately, 3 days in a row. Earth is shaking, world changing, in the civilization potentially, possibly. I haven't seen a lot of data on the full level of these, but if you look at the size of them, they're horrendous. To give you an idea, this is a reticle. It's meant to block out the light from the sun so you can see what's going on around the sun in the coronal area. The actual diameter of the sun would be about yay big, right here. And Earth would be smaller than the point on this cursor. That's the sun. That's the size of the sun right here. And this is the photosphere, the coronal, all being blocked out. Guys, look at this. This is huge. That's a halo, and this is the subsequent one, another one. See, that's one. And this is the, so you got a halo CME. That means you got a blast going. If you see it going all the way like that, it's shooting the other side. You're just watching it expand. And here's one coming down this way. I bet we're seeing 2 different days here. So it says 15, 16. Okay, it's between the 15th and 16th. This one is. So this is one event occurring. Yeah, this is occurring around. All right, this is over a few hours, from 2100 hours till about 6 in the morning. All right, so that's a major event. And you can see this stuff traveling very fast. If that's the size of the sun, just think of that. This is like getting out in the orbit of Venus already in that picture there, probably, or at least past Mercury. The inner planets are spaced about 30 million miles apart, in orbital intervals, interestingly enough, which also has, something on the order of 50 million kilometers or something like that. So, 93 million miles from the Earth to the sun. So this is huge. But there were 3 days in a row they had these. And this means the other side of the sun is very hyperactive right now. Let's hope these sunspots calm down. What happens is you have a flare and it gets pinched and it releases. And when it releases a coronal mass ejection, it's releasing billions of tons of charged particles, billions and billions of tons of charged particles that are being accelerated extremely fast. If they hit the Earth's magnetosphere, like this Earth in here, we got this magnetosphere, they push and compress. Well, I should stop the share to kind of show one there, showing it, right? When those CMEs hit Earth's magnetosphere, hang on now. There's Earth. I got the whole world in my hands. Oh, I dropped it. There, that's North America, right? Let's see. There's North America, South America. See, Africa. You're ain't looking too good up here. There's Asia, big blob. This is the idealistic Earth, okay? So the Earth has this huge magnetosphere around it. And when the CMEs hit it, they compress it. The whole thing rings like a bell. It compresses. Now, I've heard another very popular prepper channel. He gets a lot more views than me. Claim that he's a good channel. I like the guy, but he just did not understand. So he thought just because it comes from the sun is going to hit you on the side that faces the sun. Oh no! Oh, absolutely not. Because it hits the magnetosphere, it goes all the way around, and those particles come down and go down the magnetic field lines and go into the ground, and it go through the ground current, and then they attack transformers through the ground. So some of these devices that are out there, popular devices that are being sold to protect your home from a CME, an EMP, when that current's coming through the ground, that shunt is supposed to put everything to the ground, and it's coming back the other way. And ain't going to work any single day. Your house is going to get blown away and burned to a cinder, possibly. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I mean, every telegraph station didn't burn, most of it during the Carrington event, but it's possible. There's so much wire in our houses today, so much wiring. Fortunately, it is an insulation. But, guys, that current happens fast. And if you throw open breakers, the spark gap, a current like that will jump the spark gap. And if you think about these power transformers, ever look at the big power stations, when they switch those big loads of power, they have an arm that throws open like this. And you can watch that spark follow like a lightning bolt through the air when it opens up. I've seen many videos of it. You can watch it through the air like that. So what happens is so that current, when it comes to CME, it actually goes into the Earth, becomes a terrestrial current. And it will take out the transformers through the ground leg. That's why the most important thing to harden a power grid is you put a series of shunt devices in the center tap of the transformer ground leg. That's one of the main things to do to protect these large transformers. Of course, you need to put, blockers in other places too. And, but that's the most important thing to do. Now, for example, let's talk CMEs. A lot of people are talking lately about the Carrington event of 1859. The Carrington event was extremely powerful, but it wasn't the only. There have been more powerful CMEs, like maybe the one in 710, known as the Charlemagne event. It might have been 10 times more powerful than that one. And there's finding tree ring evidence of new ones that didn't know about before, like one about 55,000 years ago. 55,000 BC. Excuse me, that would have been over 7,000 years ago. And of course, there has been a myriad of huge solar mass ejections, solar coronal mass ejections, CMEs. But the 1859 event is the one that we were able to watch and meter to some degree. And we started to have primitive technology telegraph stations. And it affected that technology rather dramatically. In 1921, we had an event called the railroad event. That current entered through the railroad lines and pipelines. The railroad event, by some, is believed to have been potentially only a tenth as powerful as the Carrington event. It is thought that if the railroad event occurred today, that it would absolutely fry and eliminate our power grid. And there was another event. In 1989, it was called the Quebec event. It took down the power grid in Quebec and some other areas, north, I think maybe going down the United States. There's satellite photographs of darkness during the Quebec event. The Quebec event is thought to be 1/10 the power of the railroad event, maybe 1/100th the power of the Carrington event. And yet it took out most of Quebec. Now, Quebec had its power lines mostly running north-south, which made them more susceptible to induction by a coronal mass ejection because they were aligned up with the magnetic field lines. Anything over 300 foot makes a good conductor, antenna, to pick up a signal from a coronal mass ejection out of the sun. Nuclear EMP could be much shorter wavelengths, so that's where you start worried about small electronics devices, is from a nuclear CME, not the long wave characteristics you find out of a solar CME. They're similar, but you have different frequency effects. So the Quebec event, well, there's even been since then an event that took out power transformers in South Africa. It was less powerful than the Quebec event, but it just happened to get South Africa. So, oh yeah, the Quebec event. It occurred at 2:44 a.m. in the night, in the dark of the night. The side of the world was not facing the sun. So these things can happen in the dark. There's the proof in the pudding, my friends. There is the proof in the pudding. So it's thought that the 1921 railroad event occurred today, that it would take down our entire power grid. Would have, even without the drop in of our magnetic field strength. If we had a decent magnetic field protecting us, it could still take it out. Because back then they didn't have the interconnection of the super high power transformers that we have today. We have those very large, high power, high voltage transformers that weigh 200 to 400 tons a piece. They're as big as a house, and they send out the higher volts, like 750,000 volts in some cases, for cross-country transfer of electricity. These are all over the country. There are thousands of these things. It's taken decades to build this network. These can be fried, and if they are fried, it takes 18 months from the time you order one to get a new one on the deck of your loading dock to receive it. Then you got to put it in. 18 months. That's with everything working. So you can put in the order. You got the money to put in the order. All the factories are working. All the transportation systems are working. The people are working where they're building them, and they bring it back to you. But all this stuff requires something called electrical power. Banks run on computers. Computers run on electrical power. We have the pumps that pump fuel to the trucks that deliver things, runs on electrical power. The internet runs on electrical power. Everything's on electrical power. Without electrical power, you don't have an hour. Not, at least not with computers or any devices like that. Now, the world will still turn, but our electronics will burn. And that's something you don't want to churn. So the thing is, the cities. I mean, how many people use electricity to pump their water? I got a well, but I still got an electric pump in it. So I'm gonna put on some solar. But even your generator, how secure is your generator? Your backup generators, are they in a Faraday cage? Not having them hooked up is going to help. But if they're hooked up, then they got leads on that could pick up a CME. It still might pick up an EMP. You need to have a backup generator somewhere that's in a Faraday cage. But even then, it's okay. I got my generator and I'm good, right? No, because you're not going to be able to go to the store and buy more gas to keep it running. Not for very long. If they got a generator, they can pump one. They might for a little bit. But sooner or later, everything starts coming unraveled. The trucks aren't going to be delivering fuel because they can't get the diesel fuel to run on. The spare parts that keeps them running aren't available anymore. The whole supply chain unravels and comes to a complete stop. There's no fresh water. People don't know how to sanitize and purify water. I got a video on that. That's probably the most important video I put on my channel. Well, one of the most important. Y'all need to see that. It's more important than food. You don't live 3 days without water. In hot weather, you won't make it that long. So you better go watch that video on how to purify and sanitize water. It's at the very beginning of my wild edibles. It's also on my greengregs.com channel. You can find my videos broken out there too. It's in the wild edible section there, I think. So it's easy to find some of my videos there. This CME thing is serious, guys. It's really very serious. Now, if this thing stays as active when it turns back at us, in a week, we're in deep trouble. Chances are it'll play out by then. But when's one like that going to happen on our side? When? A few weeks later, a few months later, a year later. Eventually it's going to happen. It could be sooner or later. It might be next week. Guys, you need to prep. You need to take your preps serious now. Our magnetic shield, the magnetosphere of Earth, is dropping rapidly in field strength. It's going, shields are, Captain, the shields are down, and the Klingons are firing. Yeah, the sun is firing in this case. Yeah, guys, we Even the Quebec event might take our grid down. A Quebec event. So when we're talking frequencies, when we're talking the big ones, we're talking the Carrington event. NASA once figured the odds of the Carrington event occurring were like 14% per decade during their lifetime. You know how long it's been since we had a Carrington event? 1859. Although we had a near miss of one in July of 2012. In Mayan Doomsday. I just barely missed it. We like that. Interesting, right? So, it has something to do with Mayan Doomsday? Probably not. No, probably not. Probably. I don't think so. But, I have some coffee. It keeps me going, guys. This is my family cup. Remember this? That's my oldest daughter, her son, well, no, wait a minute. That's my oldest daughter, my granddaughter, and my oldest granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, and my grandson. It's kind of hard to see from all the glare from my lights back there. Oh, there it is. And me all together. There's a couple of my grandkids. That's my oldest daughter. But the oldest granddaughter is from my son. This one back here, that's my son's daughter. She's about 19 now. Yeah, I've been a grandpa all my life. Heck, I was born a grandpa. Family. Family's what matters. Family's what you prep. You know, shoot, man, I could go out in the woods and live. But, you know, it's hard to carry people with you like that. It really is. Prep now. Hey, go to prepwithgreg.com. I got that long-term storage food, 2,000 calories a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and make you a winner. Seriously, it's real food. It's real food. Somebody said, "Greg, quit selling the fake food." No, it's real food. It's just freeze dried. It's not dehydrated. It's freeze dried. Turn this camera on. Is that better? Anyway, so this is what we're talking about, guys. This is some serious stuff. So let me go in the chat room. We'll go about looking at some more stuff on your websites. I just want to talk to you. I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit tonight because there's some serious gravity here. And this is why I talk about prepping. This is why I have pushed to get the power grid hardened. I did my first power grid defense conference in, I think, 2016. I've been pushing power grid defense hard since much earlier. That is my podium plaque from my conference, the very first one. The second one I did in 2018, just before I started this YouTube channel. And I went on Rex Bayer's program promoting the conference. That's how Rex and I became friends. So, and I got a lot of friends here that are solar scientists that study this. Sometimes you see one of them at the farmer's market. And actually, I had two of my solar scientist friends, astronomer friends, show up at the same time once. Coincidentally, they didn't come together at the guys. You can't throw a rock in Huntsville, Alabama, or Madison, or nearby towns without hitting at least one or two scientists or engineers. So you just happen to get two solar scientists coming together at the same time. Interesting, right? All right, let me go back and see what you guys are saying over in the chat. I know you guys are chatting it up tonight. So let's see what's cooking with you guys. Sorry, I've been on such a long window. Oh, we got 120 in the room tonight. That is awesome. That is a good crowd for tonight. Guys, for my channel. Now we're down to 119. Uh-oh, I talked too fast, bragged too much. Guys, but we only got 55 thumbs up. You know what? It really helps my channel to get thumbs up. So please, everybody try to get me up to 100 thumbs up, 120 as fast as possible. But let's hit me thumbs up, thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms. Look, you know what? My Galactic Greg's channel don't even have 3,000 subscribers. And some of those videos are doing almost as well as my Green Greg's channel. My Green Greg's channel, when I had just a few thousand subscribers, got as many views as I get now. The algorithms don't like me covering things on this channel. They like me when I was just talking worms and gardens, but now I'm telling you things you need to be awoke about. And I mean awoken not in the political sense of the woke like we use it today, but having your eyes wide open, head on a swivel, so you know what's coming at you, kind of woke. You know, it's been the proposition my channel help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. So I'll tell you what's going on in the world and what's going on here, just from the standpoint that you got to know to get ready, prepare. That's the whole thing. It's not meant to necessarily be political, although I do promote our freedoms and rights. If I like that, that may be the problem. All righty. So let's go through it. You guys are chatting up real good. More thumbs. I see I'm getting a few more thumbs up. Thank you. Now, who gave me a thumb down? Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, tell me. You can pop it in the chat. You can let me know. Somebody's unhappy. You want to give me a thumbs down? Then let's talk about it. What's cooking, guys? All right. So let's see. Now I'll scroll back to Found Cosmic Blue. Robert Stewart Power Company. Okay, I read that one. All right. Let's go back down. See where I left off. Cincinnati Jack. Hello. Chewy Weather. Davy Boy. Funny when the misinformation is actually the truth. Y'all remember that series from Men in Black, where all the truth was in the Weekly World News and the National Enquirer? Those are the truth. Those articles, the ones that were true, telling the true news. That was funny. Because I think the scene I like best is when they were driving upside down through the tunnel and they had an 8-track player pumping 8 tracks and play music. Yeah, I had 8 tracks. So I thought that was hilarious. But guy, you get some. Oh, it's funny what tickles you sometimes, right? So solar flare, yeah, the sun's a cooking, guys. Climate lockdowns next. BS never stops. Yeah, who knows, guys? What they're gonna throw at us? We would have got boogered up if it had been Earth facing. Yeah, that's a strong possibility there, Chewy Weather. That's what we're worried about. Head on a swivel at Green Grass. Well, thank you, Chinook. And for those who don't know, Chinook was a warm breeze blowing up from the Gulf of Alaska into Alaska. We call them Chinooks. It's also a helicopter. That big helicopter with 2 giant rotors on top. That really the biggest helicopter we got that we've had since the Vietnam War era. Talking about phasing those out. So really, those things have a heck of a cargo capacity. I tried to say cargo and payload together. Carload. Payload, cargo. Yeah. It's funny how your mind. I think these little guys running around inside my head trying to find the right word to say, and sometimes they find 2 words that mean the same thing. They toss them down in my mouth at the same time. They can't. Blah, blah, blah. Carload. Oh, carload makes sense, but that's not what I was trying to say. I was trying to mix the word cargo and payload. Does an EMP shield work? I wouldn't waste my money shooting a shield. I thought it would fry everything, and so it was good. And so what good would it do? All the powers, though. Well, that's, hey. The other thing you might hope is to have something that would shield your house from catching on fire. Once the grid's down, it's not going to do any good. But, would it work? Guys, if you've watched my videos for a while, you'll know I'm not a fan of that system. I don't know. Look, I'm in 2 national level power grid defense committees. I know lots of people working power grid defense. Not a one of us got one of those devices. Not a one of us. Not a one of us. So go. If we're not out buying them, what does that say? Yeah, they throw some Air Force guys into getting a few. They make a lot of claims based on that. All right. It's not flat, says Davy Boy. Well, not this thing. Well, here. I don't want to do that. We got to have a fun. Well, this is a squeeze ball. This is a little Nerf squeezy ball. Probably not from the company Nerf, so that's probably a misnomer. So let's see. No, it's not. LOL, says Patricia. Talking about being flat. It's a small world after all. Yeah, no kidding. It's wild to see those huge transformers do that. Oh yeah, yeah. When they throw those big arcs, that's what. Listen, the Mother Nature don't like to change things. It's like inertia. Electrons want to keep going, even though they don't have the conductor there. They're trying to break down. They're trying to be like lightning. They're trying to shoot through the air to keep that current flowing. Carrington event. Yep. JJ Biggs. How you doing, JJ Biggs? Quote dealer Pincarius. Am I saying right? Is everything about to burn and flood? That's kind of a funny juxtaposition, burning and flooding, right? Well, I don't think everything will unless the sun fries our grid. Then the bets are off. Of course, that would get us into the deagle population real fast, wouldn't it? You know, the Congressional EMP Task Force uh, had my friend Dr. Peter Vincent Fry in it, and they determined. I was chaired by Dr. William Graham. At one time, it served as a acting NASA administrator, but he was also mainly and chiefly a Soviet weapons expert. And he's the one that testified to Congress about what this Russian generals told him after the Soviet Union fell apart, that they had EMP super weapons. Now, this was classified until he said it and it got read into the congressional record, which is not classified. So this is published data. It's the only reason I talk it. You know, we used to keep our mouth shut with it until we found it in the congressional records. Oh, well, there it is. 200,000 volts per kilometer. That's huge. No, it's per meter, pardon me, per meter. 200,000 volts per meter instead of the 50,000 that that the military shields to. You got to remember something too. Our military gets the vast bulk, almost all of the power it uses on a military basis is from the civilian power grid. See, now they're starting to put up an effort to maybe put in some microgrids and into the nuclear power plant, into the military bases. One of the guys leading that effort was Air Force General Stephen Quast. He got told to walk. Interesting, right? He's now out promoting space outside of the Air Force. So he used to run around my power grid defense communities. Now I'm finding in my space advocate communities. So, okay, Dr. Quast, General Doctor. So, all right, so let's see what everybody's having to say. We need to support one another. You're right, Myrna. We do need to do that. Dr. G-Man's place. Hey, Dr. G-Man, he's got the same, that's his logo. That's his sign. If you see, go and look, it's this. So what is that? Y'all know? 128 watching. That's awesome, guys. Hey, the thumbs up are coming up. I appreciate that. Got 129 in the house. Let's bring her on up. I'm not got down all the way to the bottom of the chat, so I don't know where everybody's at. Cindy Lou, hello, Greg. Oh yeah, Dr. G-Man says, I remember the one in 1989, yeah, that shut down in the Northeast, U.S. Northeast. Yeah, the U.S. Northeast was affected too. You can see the satellite photographs that night. There was a big dark hole. It looked like North Korea. So where does the power grid take you? Same place communism does, utter destruction. Oh, man. So let's see. Eagle's Eye Images. Is there a plan to shut down the grid before it hits? They would like to, but listen, my solar astronomers told us at my last power grid defense conference that they really can't predict the magnitude of these solar coronal mass ejections until it's almost too late to react. That was the scary thing that they told us. Maybe I need to get some of these guys back on this channel and just interview some astronomers. That would be a good thing to do. Let's hope that the grid stays open and our channels can keep running for a while and we can keep continuing our preps. I would like to have my place ready in Arizona. I'm not there. It's going to take me a little bit longer to do what I need to do because I don't have the money I'd hope to have to put in the well and do the things I wanted to do there. So I can't be there just yet. So that's scary. Ken Harrison Pepper Nurse 1 is putting his second place down in West Virginia. I'm putting out a place in Arizona. He's going to keep his place in Upper New York, and I'll keep this place. So he and I are kind of on parallel paths in that area. So my second place will be a lot farther away from my main place than his. New York is a lot closer to West Virginia than Alabama to Arizona. So yeah, I need some intermediate stop-offs, like maybe Arkansas. Hello, Wise Al. So let's see here. Kimberly Markle Silva says, hello, Greg. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Guys, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm always having one thing. Michael, if we're buffering, it's not my fault because I'm on a high-speed landline. I'm tied into a high-speed service right now. So it's a network or something else. If it's buffering, it's not my fault. Now, I may do a take two tonight on my cell phone. If I do that, because the katydids are really singing loud outside right now. So it might be nice if y'all just do a take two with me. Might even start it upstairs in the living room and then walk out. That'd be a change, wouldn't it not? All right, so Rat 815, build a lot of lead boxes. There you go. Serenification says, I remember it well. And don't you think maybe the voltage energy transferred through the earth and stimulated Lona Petra earthquake? Well, see, that's interesting. Uh, quartz crystals are a very important thing in electronics because they have a lattice structure where the atoms are spaced a certain bit apart. There's a certain distance they want to be. If you squeeze it mechanically, it causes it to pump out electrons. And you hit it real sharp, you can pump 100,000 volts out of a small little quartz crystal. Maybe 100,000 volts, but the current is minuscule. Well, it's enough to actually make a spark that you can, light a lighter with. Some lighters use that. Some of these lighters actually have quartz crystal in them, and they create a spark to make the fire. That's what the click is. It's not clicking flint. It's putting a impact on the quartz crystal. Isn't that neat? But that's how microphones work. You're speaking into a quartz crystal. It's causing a voltage to come out that can be picked up on a wire and amplified. And it's proportional to the amplitude and frequency of your voice. Isn't that cool? So it gets frequency and amplitude modulated by the sound of compression waves of the air. You see the video where Rex and I are in a tunnel and I shout, "Hey!" And you see the compression waves go down the tunnel in light. No, it's there. It's real. Rex and I both recorded it on 2 separate cameras. That was pretty wild. Voice to light. Halo. Exactly. Halo. That's what I shouted. And the compression waves matched. Amplitude. Modulated compression waves. And light. Yes. I got the video. You can catch it on my Galactic Grace channel. And it's got the link to Rex's video too. Maybe the easiest way to find it. And all that aside, guys. So how do I get on that? We're talking. Yeah, we get off on a tangent here, right? I'm thinking about that voice modulation. All right, so let's go on down here and see what everybody's saying here. Solar wind power backup. Yeah, that would help. Convert it to propane. Oh yeah, you're but you still got to have, even when your propane runs out, how do you get more? The best thing to run off of is to convert to wood gas. So you can burn wood, develop a gas, and burn that in your generator. Help your generator not get burned out. But guys, that's only going to be good for your own little power. You're not going to go one place is getting anything. Ah, cute mug. Okay, thank you, my light of hope. Doug Thompson. What will happen during a CME to all the people who got injected with it? Well, I don't think they're conductive enough. The conductors are probably not long enough to make a difference. Dr. Geeman's place. No, not the Borg, not going to be assimilated. Ace Madura, does Grandpa Greg spoil the grandkids? Kind of hard to spoil the ones in Texas. A little too far off, but I'll try. Shot is definitely, man. Oh, man, I shouldn't be reading everything out loud. Okay. I can get in trouble for saying the wrong words in here, guys. In 1989, the aurora was seen as far south as Tennessee. I have actually seen aurora looking at off my front porch. Of course, I'm just 8 miles south of the Tennessee border, but I have seen aurora here. It's rare, but I have seen them. Tell you what, if this solar cycle keeps up, we're liable to be seeing them here soon. The Keratin event, people were seeing that down in Cuba and Hawaii, places like that, Virgin Islands. Look, people woke up early and started their breakfast thinking the sun was about to rise, in the middle of the night. People went out and shot birds, not with their hand, with a bang bang. The birds were out chirping thinking the sun was rising, and there's enough light to see to dispatch them. Let's see, I only have 2 thumbs. Peace and love, says Kimberly. Well, thank you. Thank you. And Sandy Sprout says, have you seen, oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Yeah, I'll come back to it. Have you seen Earth Master Channel that's showing some increased earthquake activity at Yellowstone? Yeah, there's been a lot. So here's where I was going. Crystals, quartz crystals, or any crystals in mineral, if you compress them, are going to release a voltage. But when you put a voltage into them, it actually causes them to compress and shake. So they change, they move. So that's how you can create sound. Oh, we got a super chat. All right, let's go down a minute and see where it's at. So you create, when you speak into them, you're compressing and creating electricity. But when you put electricity in, like in a speaker, you're actually creating a movement. So you got these in rock, especially granite. Have you ever heard of earthquake lights? Right before an earthquake, people see these lights. It's the IEEE, the Institute of Electronics Engineering. It came out and said that this was due to the piezoelectric crystals in the granite emitting electricity, basically, and it created these earthquake lights. Well, if you turn that power back in, you could affect the crust potentially. So it might be that if you got fault lines that are in stress and suddenly they're being shaken and moving, the rock is compressing and moving around because of electricity applied to it, it might break loose those sticking points where all its tension is, and then pow, the plate slide, and you got an earthquake. A lot of earthquakes also may allow magma to flow easier through some of the chambers. So you could even get volcanoes with some of this potentially. That's potential. I'm not saying they're going to erupt because of it. I'm not saying you're going to have earthquake because of it, but I'm saying these are effects that could be related. Okay. So yeah, okay, I'm seeing some buffering on the playback here, and I don't know why. Of course, that's going through the internet and coming back at me. It's like I'm watching the channel through the system. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. I just saw it for the first time there. So that's a network problem. Maybe because of the sun. There's another event from the sun that causes a lot of charged particles to come out. It's a coronal hole, and they can cause aurora, and they're getting stronger. So we got a lot of stuff going on. All right. So let's see. Randy Cummins. How you doing, Randy? You've been chatting at me earlier today, haven't you? So with the thumbs down, the what? Yeah, somebody give me a thumbs down. They seldom tell you why. Trolls can't help themselves. Oh, there you go. Should know it. Idiocracy. Yeah, there you go. Idiocracy. Doug Thomas says, Greg, I discovered purslane growing in my backyard. Hey, that's good stuff. I mean, let's see. Rage Against the Machine. Green Greg's thumbs up. Mary Greaves reported 2 hours ago 146 earthquakes is happening. USGS has been falsified. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Let me go downstairs and give him the super chat because I see all these. Thank you, Rage Against the Machine. You gave me so many icons there. It'll be easy for me to scram back up and find that. All right, Edmund Fleming. All right, thank you, Edmund. $6.99 Canadian. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, Edmund, what do you got to say? Talk to me. Let me go back. Well, I'm not that far off on the notes here. I'm almost caught up. Andy Cummins, sorry I double posted one message. That's all right. That's the worst thing you ever done. You're in good shape. Got 134 in the room. Wow, we're increasing. That's good. All right, Randy Cummins. Let's see. And Bibster. Hello, Greg. Wise Owl. There is a cyber attack and blackout in Germany right now. Don't surprise me. Reverend Jim Jones. Oh my gosh. We got Reverend Jim Jones in the house. Did Green Greg ever see a Grand Funk Railroad concert? No, actually not. Actually, I never really went to a true concert. Can you believe that? I went to a concert in a Coliseum college I went to, and it was a band named 1984. This was in the year 1984, I think, or a couple years later maybe. And the show was called 1984 as the Beatles. So they were a Beatle look-alike band. It was in my college, and so I just went. It was not like a real true concert. Grand Funk Railroad. That's funny. Let's see. Crab Cat. We're in Germany. Rage Against the Machine, talking about the earthquakes. The Pale Horse message retracted. So we got Reverend Jim Jones in the house. Wow, who would have known? Oh, it's not a matter of, it's a matter of when. Yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to get hit by a CME eventually. And so far, nobody's really hardened the grid for it. So, maybe the Carolinas, thanks to my friend, Ambassador Hank Cooper. Thanks to Hank Cooper, the Carolinas Duke Energy is starting to harden the grid. I hope they're making good progress. They also got lots of nukes there in the Carolinas. So they really do need to do it. And we got too many of them here in this TVA, Tennessee Valley Authoritative area too. We're under the Tennessee Valley Authority for our electrical power here. And just 26 miles southwest of me, west by southwest, there is Browns Ferry with 3 operating reactors. It's been going for decades. It's got lots of spent fuel rods out there. That's why I'm really thinking about Arizona, guys. One of the big reasons. That and I want to be able to ship worms from both the east and west coast, the eastern and western side of the United States. And then all of a sudden, postage, and I could be local in 2 places. Imagine that. Just go back and forth. I got to have some good people running each side to help me make that work. And that's the hardest thing to find. That's why I want to sharecrop my operations out as much as possible. 25th Bomber Group out of Minot Air Force Base just got deployed to Anderson and Guam. 10 B-52 Stratospheres. The Stratospheres are on the way to Guam. The B-52s, guys, those things have been flying since before I was born. Those are huge planes. I've seen them taking off, and they're awesome to see. They just smoke a lot, though. But those are some awesome bombers. Yeah, there may be something shaking. Maybe they know more than we know, and maybe governments are just going to go for broke. Maybe the world's about to come apart, and they're just deciding to go for broke. I don't know what's going on. The moon is also in a phase in its orbit that it can make high tides. They said the wall of the moon may make the tides higher and cause more flooding. That's true. So let's see. Guam has a lot of American troops there. Guam is where the United States first sees daylight. Guam is it is American. The people that live on Guam, even the natives, are American citizens. And there's a whole lot of Americans there from the mainland, the soldiers. So Guam is absolutely 100% American. It's a territory. Maybe one day be a state. The Ghost. Hello, Greg. And Kimberly Marco Silva says, thank you, Grandpa, for hardening my grid. I appreciate it. Well, I haven't got it hardened yet, but I sure have been trying. I wish. I don't want to listen. The desert will change the forest will change the desert. It's Mother Nature. This match is health review. I don't know why it's health review. Let's see. Dennis Nagel. Well, that's just an opinion. Certainly the evil. What's all that other stuff? Why the whole that for review? Maybe the mods can take a look at that. Sandus Sprout. Maybe there's something I'm missing. We a X-size EMP here in the U.S. and will become vulnerable to takeover. Yeah, we might if we get hit by one. That's what the enemies would do to us before they attacked us. Hit us with an EMP to take out our grid. Mother Nature takes care of it for them. And this might be part of the reason there's all this potion war right now. Maybe they know we're about to get hit by something. And so they're all just trying to line up their chess pieces because they know everybody's going to jump. That's scary, right? And think about that as an effect of the CME. The grid goes down worldwide, so all the military powers players decide to try to advance their chess pieces on the board in a major way. They can't see us now, chunk. So, don't know. Checkmate. Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Where in Arizona? Areas around Sierra Vista are beautiful. Snowflake, northeast Arizona, but south of I-40. My garden is really starting to ramp up. Oh, good. And snowflakes between, well, it's just north of Shiloh. Piezoelectric, that's right. That's what we're talking about, piezoelectric effect. What do you think about the crystal skulls? I don't know. Heard about them. You know, they used the subject line for, was that maybe the Indiana Jones? I'm trying to make a new Indiana Jones movie, but old Harrison Ford got injured, so I don't know if they're going to be able to continue it. Carmen Petrica. Hi, Greg. Great to see you. Great to see you. I don't know how much longer I can hang in here tonight because I do have to get up tomorrow morning for a farmer's market. And I'm thinking about going outside for a few minutes, maybe doing a take two video. So, 141. Wow, we're growing, guys. That's good tonight. Wood gas, says Luke. Yes, wood gas. That's what would be best to be able to generate that to run your generators, because you won't be able to buy regular gas, but you can always make wood gas. Maybe one day I'll build a wood gas generator. Crystal oscillator, that's right. We'll use for frequency stability. That's how you set your frequencies, crystal oscillators. We used to have crystal oscillators in our microwave radios we had in the National Guard. After I got out of the Army. I joined the Army for 3 years. I extended service 9 months to bring my family up to Alaska. I got out of the Army after I'd been in almost 4 years. I joined the National Guard for 2 years. So I got about 6 years of service like that. Malik, if I said that right. Clark, thanks, Greg. I'm learning a lot. I hope so. Don't forget the black flipping Baptist and the baptismal always have backups. River Bear. Have a backup baptism. Hey, there's always a river. Always a river, right? Echo in the forest says, hello, Greg. Janet the Planet. Oh, that's a great name. Janet the Planet. Hello, I live in rural suburbs. 1 to 2 homes per acre. Yeah. Backyard gardens. Neighbors know each other. I'm trying to grow the locals into a community. Once I started talking about preparing for post. Yeah, there you go. That's a real good move, Janet the Planet. That's a real good move. Isn't there a program, Janet the Planet? I think one of my other friends has somehow been involved with that. Anyway, let's see here. GG Storm, what do you, I already read that. Let's scroll down a little bit. Oops, I scrolled the wrong thing. And of course, that's a nice shirt. I like that shirt. You like my yellow shirt? I did a corn video today, so I thought I should wear corn yellow. I'll probably wear this shirt tomorrow just to keep the heat off of it. Well, it may be storming. We may have thunderstorms at the farmer's market, so it may knock us out. Everything is fine here in Minnesota except for the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. Ooh, that's scary. Kumalaka. Am I saying it right? Kumalaka? Kumalaka? I don't know if I'm saying it right or not. Yeah, there's always one that got a thumb down, right? Echo in the forest. Seems like they never tell us why. You just throw thumbs down. Lady Virgo, I watched the moon like myself. You will realize something is off because the phases are off. It's been pulled or something. Well, it does change. They're not 100% stable. It's been suggested underneath the sun's photosphere lies a magnetosphere. Well, you know, the flares are following magnetic field lines, and there's like 4 magnetic fields in the sun, and they oscillate at frequencies. So let's see. So maybe this is my negative comment here. And old as dirt deleted a message. Mr. G-Tron 212 apparently is not happy with me for talking about China. Must be a China lover. You remember the CCP? As the CCP decided to send people to watch me now. Oh my gosh. How about that? Hello, Xi Jinping. How you doing? All right. Thank you, Old as Dirt. Appreciate your service as a mod here. You're doing good. Why do you think that they're going to the moon? Because they're going to try to change the magnetic poles? No. The moon has a lot of resources. It can be of great value from helium-3 for energy, from the asteroids that have hit the moon over a long time period, may be carrying platinum group metals, which could be used for not only catalytic converters for the older cars, but for fuel cells as we go to maybe a hydrogen, potential hydrogen economy. There may be a lot of rare earth minerals, which we're having to get exclusive in China. But maybe the most important reason to go to the moon, well, we can get materials off the moon with a coil gun to build stuff in space, a lot cheaper than sending things up from Earth. But if China goes to the moon first and sets up an exclusive base there, it builds a coil gun first. They could use it as basically a rapid fire machine gun. They could throw payloads at Earth that would explode just a lunar regula with a force of 5 tons of TNT. A V-2 rocket carried a payload of 1 ton of TNT. And 1 ton of TNT would take out an entire city block. So imagine firing these in like machine gun fire from orbit of the moon, coming back to Earth, 25,000 miles an hour between the Earth and the moon, right down onto the surface of the Earth. Raster scan firing, anything you want to take out. It would be horrendous. They could absolutely deny every nation on Earth access to space on the moon, but allow their own systems to launch and maintain their access in order to provide them resupply of what they need. It is literally the military high ground. You could rule the world on the moon. So we could not afford to let them be the only ones on the moon. I'm going to do a video on that on my Galactic Race. I've been toying around with doing a video on this topic for months now. I've even done some of the calculations, made up a few charts, but guys, it's just hard for me to find time to do this stuff. I mean, time is killing me. But let's see, I can afford just in case of an emergency. That's a good answer. But, you know, it's also good to have not all our eggs in one basket. Let's become a multi-world species. See, I've been watching the volcano and it's lava flowing and the ice, and it's fascinating watching people walking around and smoking hardened lava. It's scary. Yeah, but if it's you know, like not a cinder, the cinder cone volcanoes are very explosive, but the ones like in Hawaii and Iceland, a lot of them are just flow volcanoes. Those kind of volcanoes not so scary. Old as dirt. Evening at Green Greg's. Oh, how you doing, old as dirt? So, yeah, I'm seeing your handiwork before you chimed in here. Thank you, sir. All right. It's something that's going on at 11:09 here, and a military copter just went over. Can't mistake the wop, wop, wop of those things. Well, yeah, you're right, old as dirt. I take it you're a veteran, maybe? Yeah, I know when I got a military helicopter in the area. We do have military helicopters here. The civilian medevac copters are, the military copters, wop, 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 wop. Oh, Hueys, the Apache attack copter, you know, and you know, Black Hawk, yeah. You know, the aviation command is just right down below me here, and it's on Arsenal. So yeah, we hear a lot of military helicopters out here these days. Okay, so we got Barney Mac says, "Good evening, Greg. I would love to be part of your community in Arizona." Okay. Definitely, if you want to, if people want to join my tribe network, email me at info@freedomrestorationfoundation.org and put tribe in the subject line. But you could also email me at I'll do the best way. I don't want a lot of email on my business account. I'll put an email here in the subject line in a little bit that you can use, Valerie. So you can contact me that way. Oh, okay, no super chat. I have to come down here in a second and see who it is. Valerie, hang on a little bit. I'll throw another email in here. Let me go down to super chat. Oh, John Christian. Thoughts on staying in Last Frontier when this whole thing starts? Russia coming in? Well, Last Frontier. Well, that's Alaska's often been called that. Although Space is another frontier that'll go on past Alaska, I suppose. But I lived in Alaska 2 years. Alaska literally means the Great Land in Inuit. And it is a great land. It's full of great people. But, you know, I was in the Army there. Hey, Leek's in the house. Leek Project. Hey, Rex, how you doing? So, Rex, we're talking about the CMEs. You and Lee been having a good time talking about today, but also getting a lot of questions here. And somebody just asked about Alaska. Is how stable it's been and worried about the Russians coming in. When I was in the Army at the Cold Regions Test Center, we didn't have weapons for everybody. I think my unit had 50 M16s. We weren't considered a fighting unit. We were a test operation. It was almost like a civilian job. You know, we only had like one formation a month. We didn't do PT every day like most military units, but we did have to take our PT test. So it was more like, you know, I ran a computer at Fort Greeley, and yeah, right on me too, says Rex. Rex, I'm glad you and Lee are getting along now. Hopefully everything's good there. So the funny thing about it, though, in Alaska is that the civilians were more armed than we were. So I always kind of figured if the Russians invaded, the Army would be protected by the civilians. The civilians would protect the Army. And let me tell you who hated the Russians more than anybody else in Alaska. The Eskimos. The Eskimo had family on both sides of the Bering Strait. And in Russia, they were treated very bad. One of my friends who I've done a video with on I think this channel might have been Galactic Grace, but I think it was on this channel. Yeah, it was on this channel. Ed Kiker. I met him in Alaska. I think it was the month of April, 1981. I met Ed Kiker. And he lives down the road from me now here. He was the post environmental officer when I met him. Prior to that, he had been a captain in the Alaska Army National Guard. He'd been in the Army as a captain. He got out and served in the Army National Guard. He was over an Eskimo scout unit. An Eskimo scout unit. You know, Mr. Gringo Ed Kiker. And one day they were on patrol and they discovered, according to Ed, a patrol of Soviet, Russian soldiers, all dead. Who got them? The Eskimo. They got them. So Alaska won't be easy to invade. Let's put it that way. Alaska, but it's mostly empty. Alaska is mostly empty. It's a wilderness. Beautiful wilderness, though. It's a wilderness. So they might can slip in some of the wilderness areas, but sooner or later the locals probably aren't going to be too happy with that. So they have to deal with the locals first. So Rex, what's up tonight? Halo. Rex, I talked about our video. I said the word halo, and I talked about the video because I was talking about piezoelectric crystals and how when you compress them, you get a voltage out, but when you put a voltage in, you actually move the crystal. So you can cause the crystal to move. So I was talking about how the terrestrial current from a CME might actually cause movement in the rock themselves, and it could be a trigger for earthquakes. Could possibly be an earthquake trigger. And the sun acting up like it is, that could be real interesting. Let's just hope the sun, those CMEs are being kicked down the other side. Let's hope those sunspots calm down before they rotate back around. And I think they probably will, because having one lasting that long for a full rotation would be uncharacteristic, but it could happen. But just like they came up on that side, it's just a matter of time before they could occur on our side. So it could just easily have happened and been facing us as it is right now, facing away. So we're just lucky. We're very lucky they're facing away from us. What happens next time, guys? So Colorado Jan's in the house. Good to see you there. And let's see what else we got here. Eagle Eyes. I missed the silent one. Missed the silent one. Also turn people into zombies, fry their brains. Well, you know, if you had neural lace, if you had a conductor in your brain, I don't know if neural lace might be fiber optics. If you had conductors in your brain and you got an EMP, which was picked up by shorter waves, yeah, you might be in trouble. You might be in a lot of trouble. So I missed some other comments. I'm going to scroll up this real fast. We got one of the Arnold's there. Oh, wait, Leak Project's been here. Leak Project, you've been here a while, Rex. I'm just now seeing this. Arnold Smith, hey, say Rocket Man, now you're dealt with propellants, fuels, and rockets. Does anyone still use propane as auto fuel in your area? You know, used to, gas companies did, and some other guys did, but I hadn't seen it for. Dude, you know the Earth is flat. Hey, Rick, guess you saw me holding this thing, eh? Yeah, you snuck. I didn't even see you in the house here at first. I was looking different place in the comments. So you were leaving comments here all along. Okay, so I was trying to catch up. Arnold Smith, hi, the people of Truth Seekers, and hi, Rocket Man. All right. Yeah, I've been trying to catch my comments up, and I just scrolled down to see the super chat and found you there. Randy Cummins, my cousin was stationed in Alaska. He brought me my first dog from there when I was 4, Alaska Husky. Yeah, those Alaska Huskies have a tough time down here. I've got tomatoes as big as a plate. Well, that's good, Cosmic Luke. Drew Hyle, I saw 25 F-22s were sent to the Pacific. Yeah, we're building up, guys. We're sending the B-10s, F-22s. So what's cooking? Is all this because they know that this stuff on the sun's about to come around? So Rex, well, another thing we talked about, you know how it's believed that we would be hit by an EMP before a major attack. But what happens if the sun does it? And all the military is going to go, yeah, get it, it's my turn. What can I do? Of course, they're going to be also very hampered since the bases are all powered by civilian power. Randy Cummins says, at Green Greg's, when we go back to the moon, you watch the politicians will claim there's a climate change there to raise taxes. That's funny. That's funny. So Rex is saying, hi, how are you tonight? Well, Rex, you all make me happy. You put me in a good mood here. Put me in a good mood. So right on, me too. Let's see, let's scroll on down here. Kimberly says, I think our shared friends from heaven had something to do with it. Seen videos of them touching the sun. Oh, let's see. Maybe they're discharging the stuff on the other side to help us out. Now, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, we can't let the earth fry right now, not yet. Let's see. Have a great night, y'all. All right, Rex. Good night, buddy. Glad you were here. Glad you come in and dropped in on us. 130 in the room. So good to see Rex here. Cosmic Cultivators. Wait a second. I thought the Earth was a toroid. Not quite. But the magnetosphere around the Earth, which is maybe our biggest geophysical feature, is a toroid. So there you go. Echo in the Forest says, Greg, is there a breeze in there? There's one paper moving. Yeah, I got a fan blowing behind me. Now I'm going to miss you guys. Uh-oh, retarded commentator. Let's hope we can all stay alive here and stay on the internet and keep coming to you guys. But the grid goes down, it's over. We got troops in Japan right now. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we have a lot of troops in Japan. And Japan is really rattling a saber against China because they're worried if China takes Taiwan, that Okinawa and Senkaku Islands will be next, and maybe mainland China. Trade routes will be shut down. China lives on trade. Japan lives on trade, excuse me. And so the Japanese are really worried, but the Chinese hate Japan because of World War II, and they made some very bellicose threats. Now, I think they were bluffing. I'm pretty sure they were bluffing, but they did threaten to nuke Japan. Excuse me. It is late. So let's hope, it's a bluff, and let's hope the Japanese don't pay it any mind. Yeah, we've had troops in Japan ever since the World War II, Kimberly. Yeah, see, Japan, we actually defend Japan to a big degree. We got a huge defense treaty with Japan just so they wouldn't recreate their empire. Which they would do that now. That's not in their nature, and they're also an aging population. So Kathleen says, over Taiwan, I think. That's right, over Taiwan. All right, I got down the bottom of the notes I'm seeing here. So got 147 thumbs up. That's good, but now we got 2 thumbs down. Somebody else. Maybe it was that guy that Oldest Dirt took care of. The friend of the CCP asked if I was talking smack about the China again. All right, so we got We got a CCP lover in the house, or had one. He's probably gone now. Flash in the pan, USA rules. Well, let's hope we don't get our apple cart upset. But all right, guys, let's look around a little bit more. So for those just joining, some of you might have missed it. I'm going to go back and do a share again. We'll look at a couple of things. So we'll do a share. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Please. There we go. Share. Oops, I still got it on here. So let's go to, all right, we'll go to Space Weather. We'll go back to Space Weather for a second. Some of you weren't with us when I showed this earlier. This is a CME from the sun. First you see this halo at the CME, then you see this ball come out. The halo at the CME means that component was facing directly away from us. And this little bit here is just coming out. That's a more intense part of it. This center ring is the size of the sun. This is a reticle put over in the instrument here, and that's probably what's holding it in place. The reticle is just to block out the sun itself, because the sun is so brilliant and intense. If you want to see what's going on around the sun, you got to block the light of the sun and the photosphere around it. So the sun's diameter would be like this, and this is to block the rest of the photosphere. So when you're seeing things like this being kicked off, that is huge. I mean, the Earth, by compared to the sun, wouldn't even be as big as some of these smaller specks in here. This is huge, guys. We're lucky that this is moving away from us. Oh yeah, let's go do the asteroid report while we're at it in there. Well, nothing's approaching, too scarily close, 2.4 linear distances on the 21st of July. That's about as close as anything. We just had one go by at 1.2 linear distance. These aren't ginormous, except that's a big one. 655 meters. That's a big puppy right there. It'll be coming by on the 21st of August, but it's going to be a long ways off, 8.9 liter distances. So we don't have to worry about that. All righty, let's go over here to Windy. Check out Windy. I hope that's not windy. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is when y'all watch me. And better yet, here's the channels that these are the channels y'all watch most often, according to YouTube. Other channels your watchers watches, and it gives me 15 here to look at. Those are all prepping channels. So this means the 5 most popular channels to you guys are prepping channels. Epic Economist. I don't know if he's a prepper or not. I haven't seen this guy. But look. Creekmore. Imagine. Look, everybody has preppers. Except maybe, and I have to check him out. Pinball, we know he is. Epic Economist. Is he a prepper channel? See what he covers. Nope. He's not a prepper. Okay, so we got some people in there. Economics in there. Uh-oh. Prepare. Well, maybe he is a financial prepper. Okay, prepare for the worst. The paps has begun. Prepare for the crash. Prepare for the worst. All righty. All right, then that is a financial prepper. Okay, then of all the channels you guys watch, the top 15 are prepper channels. Not gardening channels, prepper channels. So that really says I need to recalibrate the kind of videos I show. That's what you guys want, and that's what performs well on my channel. For the most part, all the worm videos, the top video. So, that tells a lot right there, guys. I got to get out of this particular channel. Kill it. Bing. Bing. This is where we're going. Windy. Windy. What I want to do. That's wind. This is the wind chart. Let's go into rain and thunder. Then we'll go. We got a little thunder around here. Got a little storm system there coming across the country. Re-moisturizing everything in this arid east. See anything but arid right now. Rain accumulation. Let's look at that. Rain accumulation. Now you can see where it's been raining. Not raining up here. Not raining back over here. That little bit in Dakotas is definitely up in Alberta's over here. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, getting a little bit down here at the border. This is all grain growing areas, guys, right here. This is the breadbasket of Canada right here. They've been having some problems. So let's kick the rain accumulation up the next 3 days, the next 10 days, and see what's expected. Wow. This is how much rain we should get in our country in the next 10 days. Wow. Tennessee Valley, a little bit vacant there. I live up here, actually, above the Huntsville. But this is where the Tennessee, that's Gunnersville, that's where I was born. Sand Mountain, and so part of it's getting a little bit of a hole there. See, the mountain, this is mountains in Arizona. They get a lot of rain. Snowflake. A little rain, not a lot. Not a lot. It's like about 0.8 inches over the next 10 days. That's a good bit for them. High desert, my friends, high desert. All right, let's stop this share. Come back and see what you guys are having to say. Hey, hello. Now I'm going to re-up the chat room so I can look at it. Give me a second. Ding, ding, ding. All right. That's my coffee's running dry in here in a little bit. Melanie Lines, love Wendy. There you go. Prepare for the TP apocalypse. That's a good one. Moving out to AZ, going to the Pacific Northwest. Oh, moving out of AZ. Well, you're jumping from the fire into the frying pan. It's pretty hot in the Pacific Northwest right now. Arnold Smith. You can prep all you want for your physical body, but remember, you can't live without your food supplies. There you go. April Parham says he has no problem with the illegals that didn't get shots open the border. Is giant hordes of all over the globe. Yeah, that's what's scary. Let's scroll up and see what I'm missing up here. All right. Sin 99, evening, Greg. Karen's got a bang bang. Nothing. Watch. Let's see. All right. Bailey Pham, praying for all humans that are protected by our Creator. There you go. Let's see what else am I missing. My daughter's in Okinawa. Let's hope she'll be okay. Is that a Vandergraph generator on your desk behind you? This thing? Or that? That's a crystal ball. And this is a gift given to me by the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. Susan made that. And this is an award I got from the National Space Society in 1997. '97 Space Pioneer Award for Entrepreneur, presented by the National Space Society to Gregory H. Allison at the 16th International Space Development Conference in Orlando, Florida, USA, May the 22nd to the 26th, 1997. This is from my HALO, Altitude Liftoff rocket program. We launched a rocket into space just a month prior to that. Of an amateur group that was a chapter of the National Space Society. And we spun off a company from that called the Hog Seed Research Corporation. And this is our Hart Cat's Flies rocket motor, fuel grain, hybrid fuel grain. This motor is the granddaddy of the rocket motor that just sent Richard Branson into space. And by space, in this case, I'm using the Air Force definition of 50 miles, at which they grant wings for, not the von Karman line, which is 100 kilometers, which is just another big round number, guys. That's all that is. So that's like some people are arguing over that, and it's kind of like counting angels on the head of a pin. So I wouldn't give a lot of stock to all those arguments. I don't know over this speaker wire. Uh-oh, we got some headsets here, and it fell down. Looks like I ran over my tools in my chair. Not good. I wonder if they even work now. So, just gonna land on the floor here, rolling my chair over them. I'm close to cutting on the conductors. We'll have to check it out later. So, love that hat you got on. Well, thank you, Bailey fam. It's got the same symbol of one of our followers in here. I don't think it's in here. I haven't seen any chat from him. Yeah, Dr. G-Man's place. You know, he's got the same symbol as his logo. So anyway, let's see what else we got going on here. Homestead in the Heartland. Hey everyone, what did I miss? I'm talking about CMEs quite a bit. Will they fix it to how late to show Happy Friday? Hey, Halo. Okay, late show. Lots of good rain for the Northeast. Yeah, it's bedtime. PC on. Yeah, I got to get to bed too. I got to get up a little bit. I got to the farmers market tomorrow. They said drug bust rose over 4,000%. Wow. Gary Pennington used to work in Huntsville at Wiley Labs. There you go, Wiley Labs. Wiley Labs does all kind of testing. They're doing a lot of tests at Wiley Labs. My good friend Dave Christensen was there for several years. I know a lot of people that went through Wiley Labs. Did you ever know Wade? What's Wade's last name? I got brain lock. Oh well. Gary Pennington says, okay, all right. So Debbie Paints, you bring level-headed information from an expert which validates what all the preppers are saying to prep for. Yeah, you do need to prep. They're right. Arnold Smith says, say Granny Lana, if you still have your boat for sale, you should advertise it in the Germany classifieds. Really? She's in Utah. Lots of freshwater fishing, hunting, Pacific Northwest. Yeah, you know what? You should take a job as a Sasquatch barber. Just thought about that. With all the heat up there, those Sasquatch would be loving to get a haircut. So if you would become a Sasquatch barber, you would have squatches all over you. So take all that Sasquatch fur and sell it. Make a fortune off Sasquatch fur. There you go, guys. That's how to make a fortune. They become a Squatch barber. You could set up a shop called the Squatch Hutch. Let's see here. Weather makers keep keeping rain off the bread basket. Oh, I hope that's not the case. Something is though. Travis, Mr. Allison. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Grant Smart Boy. We got somebody in the house. Oh, I guess that's from our ward. I get a lot of congrats. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Nice trophy for a really cool idea. Yeah, we've had some adventures. Ever hear of Halo Air Superior thing? Yeah, there's a high altitude, low open jump that Special Forces do. That's called Halo. Wife worked on that. Okay. You got a lot of cool stuff in there, including the hat, says Ace Maduro. Well, thank you. Homesteading in the Heartland. When is the CME supposed to hit? Sorry, I missed the beginning of the live show. I was sick with a sick kiddo. Well, fortunately, they're coming out on the other side of the sun. They're not hitting us, at least not now. Let's hope there's a real hyperactive sunspot shooting out on the far side of the sun tomorrow. So it means there's a very active region on that side of the sun. I hope it dies down before it swings back around, and it probably will. But just the fact that the sun's cooking up that kind of stuff right now means it could cook them up at any time, and any time they could be on our side of the sun. So let's just hope that don't happen. Gulfstream plane and tired. Okay, Woody, I'm not sure what you're saying there. Drops found a garden is clapping her hands for me. Thank you. Just popped in to say hey and a thumbs up. Well, thank you. Here's all the thumbs up I can get. Appreciate that, guys. All right, guys. It's late. I'm fried. I'm thinking I might do a follow-on quick video. I take 2 just to walk outside. And, well, you know what? We'll do that in another video. We'll do an outside video here one night soon because the katydids are really singing. Squatch Barber. Now y'all caught up. Y'all just woke up, huh? Squatch Barber. That's exactly. It's anybody's guess. That's right. Squatch Barber. I think that would be a good career in the Pacific Northwest right now to be a Squatch Barber because those squatches got to be hot that long fur. That could be why the Yellowstone's acting up. Yeah, I talked about that. So guys, watch this video. Go back through it. Electric current coming from CMEs down to the crust of the earth. Terrestrial electricity could activate the piezoelectric effect in crystals and earth crust rock. Possibly. All right, deep waters. Good evening, everyone. If it's not Greg, have a happy week. Yeah, go to the farmer's market tomorrow. Check-in number 158. 158 and what, Rachel Lee? Hello, Mr. Greg. Question. Could you check out Nassim Harriman? He invented the art crystal. We'll copy that. We'll open another web browser. Insert name. It comes up with an actor. Somebody else with a Nobel Prize. There's a Nassim Harriman theory. Leader in unified physics. Okay, that's not the actor. Oh, yeah. Neural networks of stars. Y'all have to read through that later. So those microgreens, Greg, that's what we're hoping to do. Ley lines on Earth. Squatch Barber. Hello, you're making me blush. Yeah, you might want to shave them too close. Because I think they might like it now with all the heat. I'm trying so hard to get one. I hope you decide to get one as well, or the link. Get one of what there, Rachel? All right, Bailey, if we sell mushrooms and microgreens at our farmer's market, that's cool. That is cool. I've grown some mushrooms. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Heard of Universal Modded by Dean Sessions? No. That's not ringing a bell. My internet keeps acting up. Manchester Farms on Facebook. Okay. All right. Guys, let's call it a night here. I am truly fried. Friday night fried. I got a few things to do before I go to bed, and I got to get up in a little bit, get ready for the farmer's market. So it was fun. I enjoy y'all here tonight. Thank you, everyone who gave me the super chat. Thank you, everyone, for attending. And thank you, mods, for doing the work you do and keeping the chat room clean. So we'll go back over to my Zoom page. And so I want everyone to have, hey, I'll probably be live in the farmer's market in the morning. So y'all catch me there. And I just loaded a video about crops and so forth earlier today. Check that out, everyone. And once again, a big hearty thank